Hey, my fearless adventurers. It's your girl, Superwoman, here to pump you up for your next big adventure. Solo travel as a woman? You bet! It's empowering, liberating, and the best way to discover yourself. But let's be real, sometimes things go wrong. Don't worry, I got you. We're diving deep into 10 things that can go sideways when you're globe-trotting solo. It's not about avoiding mishaps, it's about handling them like queens. So, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get this adventure started. Okay, first things first, safety. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. Just like you wouldn't walk into a unicorn party without glitter. Because priorities, you don't explore a new city without being street smart. Before you even leave your hotel room, study that map like you're cramming for finals week. And no, I don't mean relying on your phone's GPS. Go old school, mark those tourist traps. But more importantly, identify potential nope zones, those sketchy alleys that scream wrong turn. Always, and I mean always, trust your gut. If a situation or a place feels off, it probably is. Remember, ladies, you're a queen, not a daredevil. There's no shame in walking away, even if it means missing out on that Instagrammable alley. And hey, here's a pro tip. Blend in. Ditch the fancy jewelry and designer bags. Trust me, a fanny pack screams tourist less than a Chanel handbag in certain parts of the world. Remember, confidence is your best accessory, and a smile can go a long way. Now let's talk about those just-in-case situations. It's always better to be over-prepared than caught off guard, right? Carrying a personal safety alarm is a smart move. It's small, discreet, and can be a lifesaver. Plus, the loud siren will definitely attract some attention. And speaking of attention, avoid walking alone at night, especially in unfamiliar areas. Stick to well-lit and populated streets. If you have to travel at night, consider using a reputable taxi or ride-sharing service. And hey, share your location with a friend or family member just in case. Here's a trick I learned. Walk with purpose. Even if you're internally freaking out about being lost, project confidence. Keep your head up, shoulders back, and walk like you own the street. Trust me, it makes a difference. Remember, your safety is your priority. Don't be afraid to say no to uncomfortable situations or to ask for help if you need it. Being assertive is not being rude, it's about setting boundaries and staying safe. You've got this. Let's talk about everyone's favorite travel challenge, the language barrier. You're in a new country, the food looks amazing, but you can't understand a word. Don't worry, we've all been there. Embrace the awkwardness. Miming and hand gestures can go a long way. It's all part of the adventure. It's a great way to make new friends. Now let's be real. Even with all the apps and phrasebooks in the world, miscommunications are bound to happen. But you know what? That's okay. Embrace the chaos, because sometimes the most hilarious travel stories come from those lost in translation moments. Remember that time I accidentally ordered 10 plates of escargot instead of one? Yeah, let's just say I wasn't the most popular person at the restaurant. But hey, it makes for a great story, right? And the best part? I conquered my fear of snails that day. The point is, don't let a language barrier discourage you. Be patient, be understanding, and remember that a smile can go a long way. Most importantly, don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. It's all part of the adventure. And hey, if all else fails, there's always the power of pointing and hoping for the best. Just be prepared for a few surprises along the way. Who knows, you might even discover your new favorite food by accident. Okay, unicorns, picture this. You're in a foreign country, vibing high on life, and bam! You're officially lost. It happens to the best of us, even to a seasoned traveler like myself. Don't even get me started on that one time I got lost in the middle of nowhere in Japan. Let's just say Google Translate became my new BFF that day. But seriously, getting lost can be scary, especially when you're on your own. You're looking around and everything seems unfamiliar. Street signs look like hieroglyphics, and everyone's speaking a language you didn't even know existed. The key here, my friends, is not to panic. Remember, freaking out won't magically teleport you back to your hostel. Instead, take a deep breath and channel your inner travel ninja. You got this. First things first, try to get a grip on your surroundings. Look for any familiar landmarks, even if it's just a recognizable store logo. Remember that map you thought you wouldn't need? Yeah, now's the time to fish it out. And if all else fails, don't hesitate to ask a local for directions. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lily asking for directions? But what if they don't speak English? And you know what? You're absolutely right. But trust me, there are ways to communicate even without speaking the language. Learn a few basic phrases in the local language. Even a few words can go a long way. Plus, it shows the locals that you're making an effort. They might even offer some extra help. Another lifesaver is offline maps. Download Google Maps or any other navigation app that lets you access maps offline. That way, even if you don't have Wi-Fi or data roaming, you can still find your way around. Honestly, offline maps have saved my adventurous behind more times than I can count. Always carry a card with your hotel's name, address, and phone number written in the local language. This way, even if you get super duper lost, you can show the card to a taxi driver or a helpful local, and they can help you get back to your home base. Safety first, my friends. Let's talk about something nobody wants to think about while daydreaming about exotic destinations: health issues. Not glamorous, but super important. New environments, new foods, and less sleep can take a toll on your body. Carry a basic first aid kit with bandages, pain relievers, antiseptic wipes, and motion sickness medication. And don't forget probiotics for a happy gut. Trust me, a happy gut equals a happy traveler. Knowledge is power. Do your research before you go. Check for required or recommended vaccinations. Travel insurance is a lifesaver. Better to be safe than sorry. Carry a copy of your medical info. Be prepared, not paranoid. Enjoy your adventure. All right, my fellow adventurers, let's talk about cultural sensitivity. Because guess what? The world is a big, beautiful, and wonderfully diverse place. And what might be considered perfectly normal in one culture could be totally offensive in another. And let's be real, none of us wants to be traveler, the one who accidentally offends the locals because they didn't bother to learn a little bit about the local customs. Talk about a major travel fail. So, before you jet off to your dream destination, take some time to do your homework. Read up on the local culture, customs, and etiquette. Learn a few basic greetings and phrases in the local language. It shows respect and a willingness to engage with the local culture, which, trust me, goes a long way. And here's a golden rule. When in doubt, observe and follow the lead of the locals. Pay attention to how they dress, how they greet each other, and how they behave in different situations. It's like a crash course in cultural sensitivity. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lily, this all sounds great, but where do I even begin? Don't worry, your girl's got you covered. Start with the basics. Research the local dress code. In some cultures, it's important to dress modestly, especially when visiting religious sites. And speaking of religious sites, always be respectful. These places hold deep significance for the local people, so be mindful of your behavior and dress accordingly. Another important aspect of cultural sensitivity is understanding personal space. In some cultures, people stand close together when talking, while in others, it's considered rude to invade someone's personal bubble. Pay attention to these cues and adjust your behavior accordingly. Remember, traveling is all about embracing new experiences and expanding your horizons, but it's also about being respectful and mindful of the cultures you encounter along the way. So go forth, my fellow adventurers, explore, learn, and spread the love. But most importantly, always remember to be respectful, be curious, and be kind. All right, beautiful solo travelers, new places can be overwhelming, making us vulnerable to scams. But don't worry, Superwoman is here to help you spot common scams. Beware of overly friendly locals who approach you out of nowhere. They might distract you while an accomplice swipes your belongings. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Be cautious when using ATMs, especially in touristy areas. Check for skimmers, devices, thieves attached to steal your information. Stay aware and travel with that Superwoman confidence. Okay, unicorns. Now that you know how to spot a scam, let's talk about how to shut it down like a boss. Never be afraid to say no. Trust your gut and walk away if you feel uncomfortable. You are a strong, independent traveler. Be assertive and tell them firmly that you're not interested. Channel your inner superwoman and give them the ultimate shutdown stare. Research common scams in your destination beforehand. Report any suspicious activity to the authorities. Together, we can create a world where scammers tremble at the mention of a solo female traveler. All right, let's get real, my wanderlust warriors. Solo travel is epic, empowering, and liberating, but sometimes it can get a little lonely. You're exploring amazing new places, having incredible experiences, but you're doing it solo. And sometimes you just wish you had someone to share those moments with. But hey, don't let those lonely vibes bring you down. Embrace those moments of solitude. Remember, even though you're physically alone, you're not truly alone in this world. Superwoman is always here to remind you of your awesomeness. All right, my intrepid explorers, let's kick those lonely vibes to the curb and make the most of your solo adventure. Stay connected with loved ones back home. Video chat while sipping on a coconut by the beach, share your experiences and send funny pictures. Connect with fellow travelers and locals. Strike up conversations and join group tours. Don't underestimate the power of self-care. Treat yourself to a meal, a massage, or a good book. You deserve to feel happy and connected, even when you're on your own. Enjoy your solo time. Okay, my fellow adventurers, let's talk about a topic that can sometimes be a real buzzkill: accommodation problems. We've all been there, right? You scroll through those picture-perfect hotel rooms online, your heart filled with excitement, only to arrive and find, well, let's just say reality doesn't always live up to those filtered photos. Maybe the room is smaller than you imagined. The ocean view is actually a glimpse of blue between two buildings, or perhaps the sparkling clean bathroom has seen better days. It's enough to make you want to pull your hair out, right? But hey, before you unleash your inner diva, take a deep breath and remember, it's all part of the adventure. Things happen, and sometimes those things involve less than ideal accommodation. But instead of letting it ruin your trip, let's focus on how to handle these situations like the true travel bosses we are. Remember, you've got this. All right, my problem-solving ninjas, let's handle accommodation mishaps like travel pros. Communication is key. Politely bring up issues to the staff. Most hotels want happy guests and will resolve issues. If staff can't help, get creative with backup plans. And remember, laughter is the best medicine. Embrace the humor. Now buckle up, my friends, for our next chapter on transportation issues. Okay, ladies, picture this. You're at the airport ready to jet set to your next destination, all glammed up and feeling like a boss. But wait, what's that on the departures board? Your flight is delayed, or worse, canceled. Don't panic, girl. We've all been there. It's like the universe just loves to test our patience, especially when we're on a tight schedule. But before you unleash your inner Hulk, take a deep breath and remember, freaking out won't get you anywhere, except maybe banned from the airline. First things first, check with the airline about the reason for the delay, cancellation. Is it something minor, or are we talking about a major weather event? Knowing the why can help you mentally prepare for what might be a long wait. Next, connect with your inner hash boss woman and start exploring your options. Can you get on a different flight? Are there other modes of transportation available? Remember, unicorns, sometimes a little flexibility can lead to an unexpected adventure. So, you're stuck with a delayed or canceled flight. It's not ideal, but hey, look at it this way. You've got unexpected free time. What's a girl to do? First, make sure you're comfortable. Find a cozy spot at the airport, whip out that book you've been meaning to read, or binge watch your favorite show. Treat yourself to a snack, because priorities. Next, connect with your fellow passengers. You never know who you might meet. Strike up a conversation, share travel tips, or maybe even make a new travel buddy. Remember, every person has a story to tell. And hey, if you're feeling social media savvy, why not document your airport escapade? Turn that delay into hilarious Instagram stories or a witty TikTok. You'll be racking up those likes and turning a negative into a positive. All right, fam, let's talk about a solo female traveler's worst nightmare: losing your passport. I'm talking full-on, heart-dropping to your stomach, mini panic attack mode. It's happened to the best of us, me included. But don't worry, we're gonna get through this together. First and foremost, don't lose your cool. I know it sounds impossible, but trust me, freaking out won't magically make your passport reappear. Take a deep breath, channel your inner Zen master, and let's tackle this situation like the hash girl bosses we are. Now, before you even leave for your trip, make photocopies of all your important documents, like your passport, visa, driver's license, and credit cards. And I'm not just talking about physical copies, girl. Scan those babies and email them to yourself and a trusted friend or family member. Why? Because if the worst happens and you do lose your passport, having those copies will be like finding a unicorn in a sea of horses. It'll make everything so much easier. Okay, so you've lost your passport in a foreign country. What's the next step? Contact your embassy or consulate immediately. They're like your guardian angels in a foreign land, there to help you navigate these tricky situations. Remember those photocopies you made? This is where they come in handy. Having copies of your documents will help expedite the process of getting a replacement passport. And listen up, because this part is crucial. Be prepared for some bureaucratic hurdles. You might have to fill out some paperwork, answer a bunch of questions, and maybe even pay a fee. It's not the most fun way to spend your vacation, but hey, at least you're one step closer to getting back on track. Now let's talk prevention. To avoid a repeat performance of this passport pandemonium, be mindful of where you keep your documents. Invest in a good quality money belt or a secure travel purse. And remember, ladies, safety first, always. And there you have it, my fierce female travelers. We've covered 10 common travel mishaps that could throw a wrench in your solo adventures. But remember, life is all about embracing the unexpected, even when it comes with a side of travel hiccups. Don't let these potential problems scare you away from exploring the world on your own terms. With a little preparation, a positive attitude, and a whole lot of confidence, you'll be equipped to handle anything that comes your way.